World Health Watch is brought to you by B&D Claims.
This is Beverley reporting from Afro Mosaic Health Guide, World Health Watch. The topic tonight is on climate change. Representatives of 195 nations reached and approved a landmark climate accord in Paris on December 12, 2015. For the first time, the accord commits nearly every country to lowering planet-warming greenhouse gas emissions to help stave off the most drastic effects of climate change. The deal is a historic breakthrough on an issue that has foiled decades of international efforts to address climate change. Traditionally, such agreements have required developed economies like the US to take action, but exempted developing countries like China and India from such obligations. This accord changes the dynamic by requiring action in some form from every country, rich or poor. The accord achieved one major goal. It limits average global warming to 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial temperature and strives for a limit of 1.5 degrees Celsius, if possible. On a global level, keeping the planet's temperature rise to less than 1.5 degrees by the end of this century would mean a massive weaning off coal and other fossil fuels that are putting heat-trapping gases into the atmosphere. That will be a challenge in some rapidly developing countries such as India, the world's third largest emitter, which plans to build more than 440 coal power plants over the next 15 years. Keeping the global temperature rise under 1.5 degrees by the end of this century will require significant increase of renewable energy technology such as solar, wind, and bioenergy technologies as countries shift away from fossil fuels. In Canada, achieving a zero emissions economy will mean industry using renewable sources of energy and capturing carbon. It will also mean building and cars will need to become more efficient. What does a 1.5 degrees Celsius increase means? It means that sea levels could rise to submerged land currently home to 27.4 million people in China, 3.6 million people in Bangladesh, and 13.4 million people in Vietnam. And these are, according to projections by 3 scientists working for Climate Central, a non-profit organization that reports in climate science. In the United States, the homes of 7 million people would be under sea level. In Canada, 540,000 people would be affected. The median local sea level could rise by 2.9 meters in the Vancouver area, above what are now the homes of 295,000 residents. In the Montreal area, the water level would go up by 2.7 meters, affecting 5,000 people. The impact would be even worse in large Asian cities. The homes of 4.2 million people in Shanghai, 4.9 million in Hong Kong, and 1.2 million people in Hanoi would be underwater level. Climate change is causing species in the temperate zone of the northern hemisphere to move northward or higher in elevation. Therefore, it means that each and every one of us have to pay attention to what's happening with climate change and do what we can to limit global emissions and to reduce the use of fossil fuels. This is Beverley reporting from Afro Mosaic World Health Watch Centre in Toronto, Ontario.